before we go over to our most anticipated movies of the summer 2022, let's just break down this weekend at the box office.
Yeah, let's do it.
With the fact that The Northman came out and it bombed. $12 million on a budget that is domestic $12 million for a budget of somewhere upwards of 70 to 90 million.
Jeez.
Is what they're projecting.
So what were they projected to get on opening weekend?
I think
what were they
were
shooting for?
saying about 25 to 30 was the number that I was hearing.
Didn't even get half of that. Holy crap.
I don't know what the plan was.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, and we'll just kind of do our Northman review real quick.
Yeah, sure.
I haven't done my Northman review, so I'm really excited to just talk about this.
Sure, yeah, I'm excited to talk about it too.
Real quick. I found The Northman crazy engaging. I thought this movie was excellent from beginning to end. I thought the cast was amazing. I thought Skarsgård was a guy that when the film started, I didn't fully buy him in this role. I thought he just didn't have that movie star quality that can just lead a film like this. By the end of this film, this guy is roaring his way to just an amazing performance that is so physically taxing and it's just a beast. You're watching somebody just kind of unchained. It feels animalistic. And just how he presents himself, it's scary to see. This is a film that takes the ideas of revenge and flips it on its head. It is a film that the whole theme is revenge, but it also explores what are the consequences. What are the consequences of revenge? What happens when that is your only thing driving you? How does that affect the people you know? And it's a film that takes those tropes that we've seen in revenge films, flipping it on its head. And just Skarsgård is a character that is so damaged, and when his point of view is shaking, it almost just derails him, and he's unknowing what to do with life. I thought he was excellent. I thought Nicole Kidman gave one of her best performances. Everyone knows I was not a fan of Being the Ricardos, her performance of it last year. I thought she was fine. This one, she is insane, and her character is so pivotal. I've heard people complain about the direction her character takes. No spoilers. I thought that's the heart and the soul of the movie. The film does not work unless what happens with Nicole Kidman's character happens. I thought everyone was top to bottom great. You get small little appearances from Willem Dafoe and Bjork, who just add to the just the world that's being built. I thought Anya Taylor-Joy just continues to prove how wonderful she is. She is extremely charismatic, leading presence. She just has such a natural chemistry with Alexander Skarsgård. She's so beautiful, and she's just such a talented young actress that I'm excited to see more of. And the star of this film is Eggers. His direction is flawless. This film looks beautiful. The cinematography, the action, the violence is much more reserved. If you're going into this film thinking you're going to get 300 or Braveheart, that is not what this film is. It is much more slower. It is much more reserved. It is much more quiet. But then when the violence happens, it's much more cathartic and shocking. I was so impressed by this film. I really enjoyed it. I'm giving it 4 out of 4 stars. I thought this film is excellent, and I think they made something really special, and it just looks beautiful. This is a film that is Viking history and lore just put on the screen, and it doesn't hold your hand. There is no context for the film whatsoever. It is you either understand it and you're in for it, or you're not. I think it also just so happens to be Eggers' most engaging film for a wide audience. I think this one is his most universal, which is pretty crazy because this film is not universal, but just compared to The Lighthouse and The Witch, it just is. This is his most blockbuster film, and it feels like it. They gave him a budget. He spent it. It looks like it's a $70 to $90 million film. It is absolutely breathtaking to watch, and I love every second of it, and I am sad that a film like this did not perform well because that means studios are going to take those risks a little less. Chris, I'm going to jump to you. Sorry, I have to find your camera.
No, you're fine.
There you are. Chris,
hey, fam.
What were your thoughts on The Northman?
So I think, Ben, you had a ton of points that are just hit the nose, hit the money. I think overall, I really did not have a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge going into this movie about what the 80 times were like and what to expect really with this Viking presence that the movie presents itself. I was also blown away. And I think mine comes from like, I thought that the world that Robert Eggers portrayed was just so, like, it's just so encapturing. It just pulls you in. And as an audience member, you see every little thing. Like, it's so picture perfect. And I was just blown away with how he portrayed it. Like, 100% I agree with you in saying that. I thought that Anya Taylor-Joy was a great support for Skarsgård, because Skarsgård put so much heart on his sleeve when he is in this movie, and you can really tell that the revenge comes from within him. Like, he's bred into it as a kid, and it just follows the whole length of the movie. And it's just like, I'm so excited for people to watch this movie that haven't already, and really see what the vision of this movie was. I thought the action scenes, when they did come up, were so heightened. It was almost like it didn't, as much as it's not 300, it really has some of that presence in moments, right?
Yeah,
it's so encapturing. Yeah. And I was just blown away by that. I think that this movie, I wouldn't rate it, like, if I rated it out of 1 to 10, I would give it about an 8. I think that it is so good. It's perfect runtime. And even these parts that maybe it felt a little bit more mellow or a little bit more on the slower side, 100% not the case at all. You are engulfed in the story, in the storytelling that Robert Eggers has. And it's so beautifully shot. Oh my God, it's stunning. The screenplay is amazing. And so I can't say enough good things about it that you haven't already said already. I am also really disappointed that it didn't do great. I really wish that more people had gone out to the movie theaters and seen this movie. I still think it has time to make up for itself, but that budget, like what you said, very big, has got a lot of shoes to fill, you know?
I agree. It's a really tough movie to sell to a wide audience, because 100%. It is not a conventional blockbuster film. It is not, like I said, 300. It is not Gladiator. It is much more quiet and reserved in its moments. And that's what I loved about it. It is a film that is so ambitious. And I've always said it, films that are ambitious to me are the films that I gravitate towards, because I love them.
You have more of a respect for them.
Yeah, it's that. So I was so impressed with this movie, and I would encourage you, if you have not seen The Northman, check it out on the biggest screen.
100%.
Every roar that Skarsgård releases on just like Adobe sound, you feel it in your chest. You're sitting there and you feel just the urgency of this character.
Along with the score too. The score is phenomenal.
Beautiful.
Oh my God.
So this is an absolute endorsement. Go see The Northman. I hope it holds on pretty well, and I hope this film finds its audience.